Right now on News Channel 6 at 5, investigators working to figure out how a man who'd been missing out of Thompson for nearly a month was killed. We're going to hear from the family of Contavious Rivers.
Plus, we are learning new details about the death of a 65-year-old woman outside her Augusta apartment.
And early talks about creating a city-run homeless shelter in Aiken. Your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is Wjbf News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on continues tonight with new information on a story we have been following all week. The great-grandmother of the 7-month-old who was attacked and killed by a dog in Martinez has been arrested. Investigators say Magdalena Guadalupe is in the Columbia County Jail, charged with second-degree murder and meth possession. They say those charges stem from additional details they've learned in the investigation, but they are not releasing those details. You'll remember 7-month-old Serenity Garnett was killed Tuesday when a dog attacked her. Guadalupe is Serenity's great-grandmother. Investigators say she was watching the baby when the attack occurred and was also injured. No bond has been set.
Tonight, a family is grieving the loss of 25-year-old Contavious Rivers. His body was discovered on Bill Dorn Road just last week. News Channel 6's Mary Calkins joins us live now in Thompson, where a balloon release is scheduled in his memory. Mary, Rivers' family was searching for him for almost a month.
Brad, that's right. Contavious Rivers' sister, Nikki Rivers, she spoke with us early on in the search, saying her family would never stop looking for Contavious, and that search ended tragically. His body found in Appling along Dorn Road. Now, Nikki says she will remember her big brother as the protector of their family. Contavious was the second oldest of 5 siblings. Nikki and her mother, Sharon, say his love for the family ran deep. Rivers was last seen on February 26 on Holt Street in Thompson. 3 weeks into the search, Rivers' body was discovered in Columbia County, and the Columbia County Sheriff's Office is not releasing cause of death at this time, but tells News Channel 6 foul play is suspected. Now, Nikki and her mother say they are still in shock of this great loss.
Everybody loved him, so for this to happen, it was, tragic. Yeah, unbelievable. We still haven't wrapped our head around the fact that he's gone. He's not coming back.
The balloon release and candlelight vigil will be held here at 6:30 p.m. tonight. And of course, we will keep you updated as this investigation continues. For now, reporting live in Thompson, Mary Calkins, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Another tragic murder in Augusta, this one involving a 65-year-old who was allegedly shot to death. Neighbors say it was over a parking space. It happened at the Singleton apartment complex on Damascus Road. News Channel 6's Ashley Jones has details.
All right, and who?
2461 Damascus Road. We need you right now. We need you guys right now.
Those 911 calls were made around 6:30 Thursday evening from a neighbor of 65-year-old Shirley Bush. Neighbors say Bush was shot in the head after an altercation over a parking spot escalated.
It's crazy how you take somebody's life in front of my door. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's traumatized.
Jamal Dawson lived next door to both Bush and Sarah Preddy. He says the two were next-door neighbors. He says he was there when Bush and Preddy began arguing.
I just had got home and walked into some stuff, and it wasn't even working. And that's about it. Like, it ain't right out here. Like, about a parking spot.
He says he saw 25-year-old Sarah Preddy come outside with a gun during the altercation.
If you saw this lady have a gun, why didn't you try to intervene? Why didn't you say anything?
Because I was minding my business, and it don't have nothing to do with me.
The people out here that live out here said it could have been stopped, and as long as she didn't go in her house and get her gun. They said she went in her house and got her gun.
Most neighbors say Bush stayed to herself.
She don't do nothing but go to work and come home to her family.
Almost said nothing but good things. They said the lady was nice, sweet lady, never bothered nobody, so.
According to neighbors, Preddy was new to the neighborhood and they didn't know much about her. Richmond County Sheriff's Office arrested her on the scene. She's been charged with felony murder and possession of a weapon during a crime. Berta Hutchinson Scott says she's been living at Singleton Apartments for for more than 10 years, and fights over parking is nothing new there.
We used to argue real bad over parking spot. Yes. This having not just started. It's been going on.
She says residents are allowed 2 parking spots, but she says because of limited spacing, they can only use 1 spot.
I just hope people grow up and do the right thing, because guns ain't answer.
In Augusta, I'm Ashley Jones, WJBF, News Channel 6.
3 suspects are in jail, and investigators are still searching for a 4th after a murder in Hepzibah last week. 17-year-olds Ortegas Jones and Tiziah Dukes, along with 19-year-old Brenton Coleman, are charged with murder in the death of Alan Newsom. It happened on Ulm Road. Deputies also searching for 29-year-old Carlos Figueroa in connection with the murder. If you can help here, any information on where Carlos Figueroa is, please call authorities in your area.
Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller is.
These spring temperatures all coming up in just a bit. Jenny Brand.
A new homeless shelter could be headed to Aiken in the next few years. It would provide more options for the underrepresented community. News Channel 6's Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage reports.
I mean, it's devastating.
I slept here one night because I was homeless.
These are the faces of homelessness in the city of Aiken.
After about 9 days of being in a motel because it's so expensive, we sleep in a park, at a church, under that bridge over there on Union. We had to do whatever we had to do to survive.
Thousands are considered homeless in the area. Roxana Sirk with the Aiken County Homeless Coalition says it's not just the people you see sleeping on the streets.
Because here you have a lot of wooded area where these individuals can go and hide. They also go and find abandoned homes, and that's where they spend the night.
An emergency shelter is available on a limited basis, but the city wants a second shelter built within the next few years. Sirk says her organization is pushing for a day center that would include a resource center,
where they could not only have shelter, but also provided the opportunity to sign up for benefits, have access to computer, have access to resources, and to ask questions, and to also receive, some sort of training in respect to food or mental health assistance.
While the Homeless Coalition and other organizations are coming up with plans, Tori Jones thinks about the future.
That shelter, that's just a place to lay my head.
In Aiken, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage, WJBF News Channel 6.
On planned improvements down at the Port of Charleston.